Football fans and football addicts. This is Joel down here in Melbourne, and it's a sunny day. I know I can't say that much for Darren and Sharon because they're all in nice wintry England. And Darren, you're not in Cornwall, are you? With the Duchess? No, no, no. He's up in Manchester.
Manchester.
He's as close as he can be with Sharon because they are going down for a big game, and we will talk about that later.
He's
Uh,
actually in the other room. He's actually in the other room right now.
oh.
I'm actually closer to the Etihad than Old Trafford. So,
Anyway,
yeah.
guys, we are actually here to wrap up the World Cup, and what a month of football has it been. I think I must say it is one of the best World Cups we've sort of witnessed, because not because of anything. Forget the controversies, forget everything else that was said. Actually, we've got completely opposite feedback from people. It was very well organized. People were very happy, and it turned out to be one of the greatest World Cups for fans who had been there. But from a footballing side of things, my God, guys, how good was that final? How good was that final? I talked to so many people. They thought, it's over. Argentina was just too good. They came out to play. They came out to win it. They wanted it so badly. They showed the character in the first half, got the two goals, and then in the 10 minutes, last 10 minutes, France started to kick into gear. They made the substitutions, kicked into gear, and we were back to square one, 2-all. Then another mayhem when Messi scores his second, and then right at the depths of it to draw it to extra time, France gets a penalty and it's 3-3. Guess what? It's going to extra time. I tell you how great that was. We were talking on the chat and it was just fantastic. Sharon, I want to get your thoughts on it. What did you think of the game?
I think before when we did the preview, we were all sort of like, oh, it could be 2-1. We're expecting goals, but it also could be one of those games where it'll be 0-0 and go to penalties at the end. Of course, it did go to penalties in the end, but wow, what a game and what a goal fest. Although, I mean, like what you said, 80 minutes. I mean, 80 minutes into the game, it was really one-sided. That France didn't even turn up till the 80th minute,
Yep.
which was a bit surprising because, I mean, obviously we knew Argentina wanted it more. Well, they wanted to win it for Messi, but I was quite surprised that France were that poor. They couldn't have they couldn't keep hold of the ball uh, at all. Like they couldn't maintain possession. Every time they got the ball, they gave it away, and they just couldn't do anything. And they had no touches. I believe they had no touches in the Argentina penalty area as well. That which is a shocker by itself. But then
Unheard of.
80th, yeah, unheard of. And then 80th minute, it became the Mbappe show for the last ten minutes. Wow, I mean that second. I mean the first was a mistake by Otamendi. We talked about how we thought he shouldn't started. Martinez should have started ahead of him, but yeah, he did have an okay game till that moment where he gave away the penalty, and what a great penalty because as we know, the Argentina goalkeeper is just incredible at penalties, and he got a hand to it as well, and almost saved it. And then as the second goal, wow! Everybody expected him to take a touch and maybe go closer to goal and have a shot. He just took it first time, and what an incredible goal!
Cool. Yep. 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 What I tell you, it was just an amazing match. Darren, you had some views from some of the fans. Tell us what you're thinking about the Argentinian fans. What did they have to say? I know that most of them would have probably gone speechless, but how
Yeah.
much did they want it?
Yeah, you see how much they wanted it, and you see at the end, you saw all the players just like fall to the floor. I think that was just because they were so tired. But the fans, we said this before the game, the fans, they're so passionate about their country. and I'm sure they're going to have a massive party for the next probably 3-4 weeks now. I think that all the players are actually going over there today. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to get a great welcome. Yeah, when they enter the country. I saw, you've probably seen all the videos. I got a few friends over there as well, actually, and they sent me some videos, and it was it's carnage. I think then no one's probably going to be working for the next week. Everyone's going to be partying and
Christmas
just,
came early.
Yeah,
Christmas
literally.
came early.
It's good to see them.
This will go on till the new year. I mean, it's one celebration after the other.
Yeah, I guess now it's probably a good time because people might be off anyway for Christmas, but then you got New Year, so that's probably a good thing about having a winter. Well, over there is actually summer as well, so it's even better for Argentina. Because I think the kickoff time was like 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. So on a Sunday afternoon, so it was perfect for the fans over there, and I mean Qatar as well. I think they must have brought like more fans than anyone else because. They just seem to like every game they played, half the stadium was just Argentina. It's a big shout out to them. But the game itself, I think it just had everything that we wanted beforehand. You got your two best players, Mbappe and Messi, doing, what they do. And, I think Messi, obviously great for him to win the World Cup. But I think you've got to give a special mention to Mbappe, to go and get a hat trick. Get the golden boot as well, and not win the World Cup. You can see it.
Yeah, you got a feel for him. But
the thing is, what I would say, I've said this before as well. He's still young, so he's got another 2 or 3 World Cups, and I think he's definitely going to win the Ballon d'Or, and he's gonna score like lots of goals for PSG and France as well, and it'll be good now, but I think when he looks at it. He'll think, he's got plenty more.
The only thing I'll say to that is, of course, he's got another 2-3 World Cups in him at least. But when you're that close, you don't know in the next tournament whether you'd be able to get to the semi-final or a final. You never know because as their team is evolving, every other nation, their team is evolving as well. So.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of like you look at the England team, like loads of young players in that squad who are going to get better with age, and the same thing with other countries as well. So there's no guarantee, and to be so close, and also to score a hat trick. I mean, if you score a hat trick in first of all, if your team scores 3 goals in a World Cup final, you would think that you win the World Cup.
Yeah,
and to do it, if you do it single-handedly almost, and to be so close, and then they had that chance at the end as well, Darren, at the end of the game where they could have won it in the last minute.
And as you said as well, like he, took it in by himself really, because they were nowhere in the game, were they? Like Argentina were, 2-0 up. And I think no one could see that. I know this World Cup's been a lot of shocks and a lot of comebacks, but honestly, I kind of was watching it, but I was kind of like, oh, this is just going to finish 2-0. And then next minute, literally 3-4 minutes later, it's 2-2. And you're just like, how has that happened? But Mbappe just thought, Messi's done his thing. I'm going to show what I can do now. And,
I think the 2 substitutions as well helped the team a lot, like in terms of possession and
very brave for the manager to make 2 subs in the first half. But it worked because Giroud and Dembele especially was having a really poor game.
Dembele had a nightmare of a game.
Yeah, and he was giving the ball away quite a lot. So you could understand, if why he made
the Giroud one when it happened, when he took him off at that time, I thought it might be a bit harsh because I would have given him 60 minutes at least. But in hindsight, it turned out to be the right thing to do because I was thinking if you take Giroud off, they lose that aerial threat, and from set pieces, and he can always get you a goal from a free kick or a corner or a good cross. And
you see by their reaction as well, Giroud was more pissed off than Dembele. I'm sure inside Dembele was still annoyed, but you could see Giroud. He was throwing his boots. He was not happy at all. And he'll be very disappointed because he's had like a really good World Cup, but when it's come to the final,
and he was in with a shout for the Golden Boot as well. So who knows?
So,
like what could have been like if he played more minutes, but.
Yeah, and Christopher Rue's a bit older as well. He might not get another chance for a World Cup.
Definitely not. I think he's 36, isn't he? I think he's 36.
Yeah,
35, 36.
Yeah, so he's 36, and I can't see him playing another World Cup.
Yeah.
It's a shame for him.
But 2-2 to take it into extra time. Wow, that was fantastic, and also drama in extra time as well. When Messi got his goal was about 116 minutes in it, or was it 113 minutes or something like that? And then almost,
I think it was something like 7 or 8 minutes to go in the game, something like that. It was in the last 10 minutes of extra time. Yeah.
And then of course.
And then you think it's done. It's done.
Yeah.
We were chatting on the group, and I was chatting with a few other people as well while watching the game, and I was like, fair play, Messi. I was like, fair play. Messi's gonna win this. It's done. And then boom, they come back again. Nobody saw that coming.
And then that last minute save by the Argentinian goalkeeper. Wow.
Yeah, Martinez.
That was fantastic. Yeah. Was that against Moali or was it against Thuram?
No, it was Moali, I think.
Moali. But I tell you, seeing those players come on for France, it's absolute. I
mean, he's another one who's only young, so he's very young.
So this team,
I feel like he should have done better with that one.
Yes,
that shot.
Correct.
Yeah, he hit it hard. He hit it hard, but he was straight at the goalkeeper. To be fair.
Correct. Yeah, so I think he was. He comes with experience as well. I think he got too excited. He was in a great position. I think in his mind that this is it. I was going to win it, but.
My name in flashing lights, across newspapers everywhere. Yeah.
And
also in the I was gonna say in the penalty shootout as well, like Martinez. Do you reckon he got in the players' mind? The two players that missed, I think he got him in his.
It's an absolute shithousery. It was that he was like, and I'm surprised he didn't get a yellow card initially.
He did.
No, he did later. But the initial, he got the yellow card for mouthing off too much. But when he threw the ball, when the first miss, the one he saved, I think, where he threw the ball, and then Coleman had to go and basically run and get the ball. He was like, "You want the ball? He'll go have it."
Yeah.
And then the second one, he was really mouthing off, and it was the referee had to literally push him back and give him a yellow card. But it worked. It worked in the end. You see, all these games. I mean, you don't like to see stuff like that, but it worked.
Yeah. Do you remember when he came to Old Trafford and I think when Fernandes skied that? I think was it in the Stretford end? I can't remember now. Or the other end?
He did the dance.
Yeah, he did the dance.
Yeah, when he did the dance.
We mentioned about that. You mentioned about that.
Yeah.
And
he did the dance yesterday as well, which I thought, if Argentina miss a couple of penalties now, that would come back to haunt him.
Yeah.
But I mean, lucky for him, he got away with that one as well. I was like, too premature. That you never know.
Do you see his celebration as well when he got?
When he put the glove on his crotch, basically.
Yeah.
God, he's something else, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a character. He's the character.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Yeah.
But I think we've not had a great final like this since 1964. Was it 1964 when Hungary met Germany in the final? Germany were down.
There was no World Cup in '64.
Was it 64 or was it 62? Or 60?
62 because 66.
62, I think. 62.
Yeah.
62, I think. I think it was 62, and I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was Hungary versus Germany that time. I think it was West Germany or was it?
When they were 2-0 up.
Yeah, they were 2-0 up at halftime, and Germany came back to win. I think it was 3-2. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That sort of final we've had here, and
and I think a lot of the recent finals, obviously not the last one. The last one was 4-2, but I mean, yes, there were 6 goals as well, but it was kind of one-sided. It was basically France won the game, and And
Yeah,
but before that, we had a lot of 1-0. You think
yeah,
back to the 2010, the 2014, obviously the Götze goal, and then 2010 Iniesta,
Yep.
and then there were 0-0 in '94. Maybe '98 was a decent one, 3-0.
yeah.
Yep.
In my
But yeah,
lifetime, that's probably definitely my best one I've watched. I think probably since the
yeah.
first one I watched was 2002, and yeah, I think that's the best one without a doubt that I've witnessed.
I think in terms of obviously, I mean, obviously, I'd love it if Germany was in the final, and to see them win is a big thing. But in terms of just excitement for the match, I would say that is the best
Yeah. It just had
best
everything,
final
didn't
I've
it?
seen. Yeah, it had everything, and the two players that you wanted to turned up,
Yeah.
which rarely happens in the final. I mean,
The only thing,
if you look at '98 when they expected Ronaldo to, he was obviously that whole thing where he was ill and whatever, and then they had, versus Zidane. Zidane turned up, Ronaldo didn't. So and a lot of these finals, these things happen where one player turns up and the other player doesn't. But this time,
the
both
only
of them
thing,
turned up.
Yeah.
the only thing I wish I didn't see happen was it went to penalties. I was hoping it would get decided. I said this before the game,
Yeah.
before
I think it
penalties.
was harsh because once it went to penalties, I think we talked about it in the preview as well. Once it went to penalties, there was always going to be one winner because of the goalkeeper. That's it.
Yeah. So I was hoping it would
Yeah.
get done. So I used to have the was it called the golden ball or golden goal, wasn't it? They
Yeah,
should just
golden
keep.
goal. Yeah.
I think they should keep that in. I think that would be like
That'll
just,
I
be
don't know. For some reason, it didn't work. Like nobody liked it. I think Italy. No, France beat Italy in the Euros in 2000 with why the golden goal.
yes.
If I'm not
Correct.
mistaken. Yeah.
Correct.
And
Correct.
then they introduced the silver goal, which
Yes.
is where if the first half of whoever is ahead of the first half of extra time
Yep.
wins the game.
Wins the game. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. So, but that didn't work either. So they've
No,
gone back to the
they changed back. They changed it back, and I just want to correct
yeah
myself. It was 1954 final. That's right.
1954. Yeah, that's right.
54. It wasn't 64. It was 54.
Yeah,
Where Hungary took the lead in 2 minutes. So they scored on the 6th minute and then the 8th minute, and Germany came back 2 minutes later and got one back. And then of course it took them at least to bring it back in the first half. 2-2, and then they of course won it in the second half. So that's I just wanted to update that bit of information. And you're right. I think FIFA has got to look at, and I think they are looking at a couple of things that they probably want to change for the next World Cup. So we'll be quite interesting.
hopefully it's not the three team group because I don't like
Yes,
that.
yeah. I think that's
Yeah,
because I think it has to be something for the game, because to lose on penalties is one of
yeah,
the biggest disappointment for any country, and it's just that's just bound down to luck, as you correctly said. Martinez knew what to do. He got into the heads of
yeah.
the player, and one player that I want to especially mention, who did really well coming off the bench, who created a lot of problems for Argentina, was Common. He
Yeah.
was, I know he got injured in one of the tackles, but he came back. He was very strong. He was moving the ball faster. He was getting it. He was taking on players, and special mention to him.
He changed the game.
It changed the game. It changed the game.
Unfortunately, just because you mentioned that, unfortunately, yet again, players were victim of racist abuse online, and he was one of the players
One of
that
the players got abused
yeah that received
because
it.
he
Yeah,
missed the first penalty.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah.
look, that which this is ridiculous. The game, I can't. I mean, we've been talking about this for years. This especially
Yeah,
how
and
the
nothing's
players,
changed. And it seems to
nothing
me
changed.
every single time, every single tournament, a team
Yeah,
loses, and then next day it's
that's it.
all
Yeah,
Yeah.
racism.
it's
Yeah.
just becoming a bit ridiculous. But
Yeah.
guys, we got to wrap up the show, because what's
Oh yeah,
coming
and
next
Benzema's retired officially
Retired as well.
from international. Yeah, yeah,
from international? Oh, that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
yeah,
But Messi did say that he is retiring
yeah.
after this, but there was no mention about it or no
No,
confirmation.
he actually posted on social media saying that he wants to carry on playing as a world champion in that shirt. So whether it's a few more games or whatever it is,
The next would be the
We
Copa.
don't know.
Compliment, yeah. I think
Maybe maybe till the Copa. We don't know, but yeah, he said he just wants to play in that shirt again as a world champion. Yeah.
And special mention to Scaloni and his team. I mean, they've done a fantastic job getting this team together and getting the players. You could see a lot of unity in there. And I was mentioning to you guys, I'm sure you guys also saw this. It was how great was Martinez going up to Varane and consoling him.
Yeah.
That was brilliant to see. I mean, for us as Manchester United fans, that was brilliant to see. And Varane, you could see, he was sad, but he took it with as a big man. I think from that perspective, because he also came off the game was more fatigue. Anything.
Let's hope so. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think also because I think also the man has won the World Cup before as well, so I'm sure he was be good that he's not won it again. But he's won it once, so it's like
both our centre backs have won the World Cup now.
World Cup, yep.
Yeah. Hopefully they can bring that into United now.
Yeah. Just a quick one on Scaloni before we wrap this up. When he got the job, a lot of Argentina fans and even Maradona didn't think that he deserved the job. And Maradona famously said he can't even direct traffic, let alone a football team.
Well, he's just made history, but it's too bad.
Yeah,
it's a sad thing that Maradona is not here.
It's really sad. I'm sure he had a part to play in them winning it as well from above.
Yep, definitely. I think it was that little thing that Messi wanted to do it, and my God, he's done it. And guys,
in some style as well.
In some style. Guys, it's settled. I mean, as much as everyone could say, and it's also very painful for me to say this because of Cristiano, but I think Messi has won every. I mean, from a perspective, he's won everything.
Unbiased perspective.
Unbiased perspective, he's won everything. He is the Messiah of football. I'm telling you.
But you see, you know what makes it worse, I suppose, from a Ronaldo perspective is you look at like just the last couple of months how their careers have just like gone in different directions. Messi has gone in, led his team to the World Cup, was a proper team player, and he won the World Cup. Whereas Ronaldo, threw his spat his dummies out, threw his toys out of the Prem at United. Then having done the interview and then getting his contract terminated, and then thinking that, oh, you know what, I'm going to the World Cup, it'll all be good, and dropped by his Portuguese manager and not playing, and really didn't do anything other than score that penalty.
Yep.
So wow, and now he's got no club. So it's crazy what a difference a few months makes.
Yep. Guys, before we go, as always, we have to sign off in a great way, and this is going to be even greater. Now we're going to try and call Mr. Alex Telles. Hold on, Mr. Alex Telles has asked us to give him a call, so we're going to give him a call now. Where's Mr. Alex Telles? We have to call our very own Mr. Alex Telles. Right. Let's see. Don't tell me he's sleeping again.
He did say he'll come back when the United.
He did, but he also said, I want to have one last hurrah with the boys for World Cup, even though I was not there for most of the games. Well, all the games, actually.
I haven't seen him for like 2 months.
He was
Since he got engaged.
He is. He's a good boy now. He's busy getting married, and he's probably making breakfast. Yep. He's probably making breakfast for the missus. Such a good man. But we'll never forget to give him an applaud and tell him that please come and watch the show. And also we did see Dr. Mervin just landed probably from Qatar after checking out all of those sick fans, especially the ones with the heart. With the broken heart, so you know what that means anyway. But guys, we got to leave you with this. I just got to say, it's just absolutely brilliant.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was that one.
Alex, tell us. Ooh la
Missing
la.
out. Alex Telles is missing out.
Alex,
Yeah.
tell us. Here's one for you, brother. We're dancing. We're dancing. And we're dancing. Okay. This is not for kids.
Yeah, you need to make sure you put it on the not.
You should have really said that before. It's a bit late now.
Oh dear.
Oh
Oh,
God.
what a World Cup it has been. What a World Cup it has been.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
thank you very
It's
much.
incredible.
We are signing up from the Football Addict studio, right down here in Melbourne. And of course, we've got Sharon in Manchester, and also Darren in Manchester. Well, he was in Cornwall. He's up in Manchester now, and it is back to club football. So we will be
Yep.
tuning in to the Red Devil Addicts channel studios, and we will be talking Manchester United for the rest of the season. Hopefully, the boys will come back. Now, as Sharon said, two of our centre backs, our first choice centre backs, have won the World Cup, and bravo to them, guys. Thank you very much for a lovely World Cup shows. We've done
Been a pleasure.
it's been fantastic, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we will see you guys back. So, guys, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. That's the Red Devil Addicts on Instagram, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the Red Devil Addicts. And there's a lot of content out there with the football. So if you've missed anything, please go out and check it out, the World Cup perspective. And we are coming back with Manchester United versus Burnley in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday. So we should see you tonight, guys. Have a lovely day, and
Yeah.
sayonara, as they would say it in Spanish. And Argentina, congratulations, world champions. You guys truly, truly deserved it. And to everyone out there, all Argentinian fans, go out and party hard because you guys deserve it. All right? Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.